Hey everybody, it's Melissa, finally posting a video here for you all. It's been quite the week. I spent it in Manhattan. I was supposed to be in Lisbon, but some plans fell through. Some airlines were having strikes, so it was hard to do that. But I wanted to share with you the top 3 most popular fragrances that I smelled during my time in Manhattan. Now, I was there for about a week, and I smelled these nonstop. All right, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion about them. So the very first fragrance that I smelled so much of was Dior Sauvage, and I'm not really surprised. Now, I smelled a lot of the EDT and the EDP, and if you're wondering if there is much of a difference, to me, I can slightly pick up on it. To me, the EDT is more of this peppery, sharp fragrance, whereas the EDP sort of has this smoothness and a little bit of sweetness to it. Now, just to let you know, I don't hate Dior Sauvage, all right? I know there's a hate train for it online. You're going to hear about it. But here is the reason why a lot of people, I feel, don't like it and what kind of put me off when I smelled it all the time during this trip. And the thing is, people don't know how to apply the fragrance. So they're going to these settings, like we were going to these dinners in, pretty, I don't want to say small rooms, but in Manhattan, like it's not like a huge restaurant layout. A lot of places, like these back-to-back restaurants are not too big, not too small, all right? But when you're somebody that walks in and you have a lot of sprays of Dior Sauvage on you, it's a nice scent in moderation, as is everything, in my opinion. But I find that a lot of the people that do wear Dior Sauvage don't really know how to wear it, so they over-apply it and they choke out everybody else. And then it becomes a nauseating scent. It becomes something that people just don't want to smell. It becomes headache-inducing, and it really is a shame because the smell of it isn't bad. Is it very common and popularly worn? Yes. Whether or not you find that to be a negative or a positive is up to you. There are some people that love popular fragrances because they want to have the mass appeal. And then there's other people that hate popular fragrances because they don't want to smell like everybody else. So it's basically up to you and your preference with it. But for me, I personally don't advise or recommend Dior Sauvage to people that I personally know when they're asking me what fragrances they should get into, just because I smell it so often. And there have been people that bought it when they saw my previous videos, and then they come to me the next time we talk and they're like, I'm so pissed because I smelled this on 4 other guys the same night, So it's just one of those things that you like it, but then when you smell it on somebody else in the room and then smell it again on somebody else, it kind of makes you be like, damn, I wish I got something else, But again, if you live in a place that people don't really wear fragrances, then you might be the only one wearing it, So that's good on you. But that was just the thing I didn't like about it, was just the fact that it was oversprayed in those situations, like our Uber driver oversprayed it. And again, like I've said in multiple videos, when you're wearing a fragrance in the car, you have to be cautious because especially when it's cold and it's like snowing and there's like a blizzard and there's rain and people can't roll the windows down, it chokes them out, So please, if you want to know how to apply a fragrance, I have so many videos of that on my channel. And of course, alter it depending on how strong the fragrance is. So Dior Sauvage was the #1 most popular fragrance that I smelled nonstop in Manhattan, all right? The second one was actually surprising to me. It was Scandal pour Homme by JPG. Now, to me, Scandal pour Homme it's not a superstar fragrance, right? But it's a scent that once people smell it at Macy's or Sephora, it's like your typical sweet, playful, youthful fragrance. Now, it is the one more on the masculine side. There is a feminine Scandal, which I honestly prefer more. It's like this sweet, honey, sexy fragrance. But to me, the masculine Scandal is just a bit too like a lot of other mainstream designer scents. And that's not saying it's a bad thing, but I just didn't really find it to have any sort of identity to it. But again, it is something that when people smell it and they live in cold weather and they're looking for that sweet scent, they're like, oh, this is perfect for that sort of situation, So Scandal pour Homme, I smelled a lot in passing, actually, when we were outside, and that was perfect. I think that, am I the biggest fan of the smell? No, but the way that I was smelling it with people in passing outdoors, it's a sweet scent. It had a nice scent trail, it was great. I didn't really smell, well, you know what? I smelled it on one guy in a restaurant, but that was already like at the airport. And I was like, dang. So I was trying to eat my salmon. I got this grilled salmon, and this guy comes in and he's just blasting with Scandal. So that was the one time I didn't like it, because when you're eating food and you wear a sweet fragrance, the sweetness of your scent is now competing with the aroma of the food, and usually it's a recipe for disaster. You know, for me, when I'm eating steak, I want to smell the steak. I don't want to smell somebody wearing Scandal. So that was the only thing I didn't like, the only time I didn't like Scandal. But the rest of it, in passing at nighttime, that was all well and good. And the third most popular fragrance that I smelled in Manhattan was Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Now, are we surprised with this fragrance on this list? No. All right, it's the most popular niche fragrance in the game right now. It competes with Creed Aventus, but in terms of, honestly, I would say that Baccarat is much more popular just because it appeals to both women and men. Creed is something that more men take a liking to, but Baccarat Rouge, both women and men really enjoy the scent, especially if you love sweet cotton candy fragrances. Now, the times that I did smell Baccarat were also kind of like Scandal, where it was outside. And to me, like, it was just perfect. You know, it's a warm, cuddly scent. And when you're walking around a city and it's chilly, and maybe you're going on a date with somebody and you're just kind of walking around, you're bundling up, you're going to cuddle together, you know, you're going to snuggle into each other. And you got a nice fragrance like Baccarat Rouge 540 that is known to be just this DNA that people can't get enough of. It's seriously, and here's the thing, all right? Because I really want to specify in this video that when things are popular, it doesn't mean that they're bad. All right, I know when we get into these videos, watching fragrance things, whenever things are popular, people start to really hate on them. But when you smell these in person, and when people do wear them in person, it's still nice, you know? So please don't let the internet sway you if you do enjoy these scents. Even for me, somebody that has smelled Baccarat so many times, it is still like, I could still see the likability of the scent. It isn't something that I'm sick of. It's something that's easily recognizable. But right now, it's just the type of fragrance that both the youth and even people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, their 30s, just everybody is just really enjoying the fragrance. Like, you'll go to Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, people will smell it and then see the price tag, be like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Because that's their introductory fragrance to niche, and they see the price tag of it, but the smell of it, they just are all over. So, you know what? If you like Baccarat, continue to wear it, all right? And especially if you live in Manhattan and it's this winter storm, not really much of a storm, but like with winter time going on, it's great. It's perfect. Just don't overspray it in the car, and, you know, don't spray so much of it when you're eating at a restaurant. When you're clubbing, perfect. If you're going to bars, amazing. If you're going on other dates, like where you're walking outside at nighttime, maybe you're gonna go see some lights, if there are any lights up, great fragrance. But again, those were just the top 3 most popular fragrances that I kept smelling 7 days straight. And then the 4th one would just be Mandarin that Gabrielle was wearing, and that's my favorite fragrance of the trip. But those 3 on strangers were the most popular. All right. Anyways, let me know what fragrances are very popular in the area that you guys live in, because I'm always curious with this, because in Southern California, it is a different sort of, well, not, Dior Sauvage is still very popular here, but yeah, so is, you know what? So is Baccarat Rouge, honestly. Scandal Pour Homme, I don't smell as much. That one just surprised me. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below. I'll put a discount link for the fragrance, as I mentioned, in the comment section as well if you want to support the channel. It is an affiliate link. But of course, please buy where you're comfortable. All right, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.